What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to a brand new football video where we will talk about Manchester United crashing out of the FA Cup, and their season when it comes to pursuing trophies is pretty much over, because the only thing that they can get is 4th place in the Premier League, maybe 3rd if they put a great run together and Chelsea implode, but I just don't see happening. What do you think about the absolute crisis and dumpster fire that is Manchester United Football Club this season? After signing Rafael Varane, Jadon Sancho and Cristiano Ronaldo, they should have been challenging for titles. They should have been challenging for the Premier League title. They should be challenging for the FA Cup, for the League Cup, for the Champions League, but they are a million miles away from that. This is a club full of individuals who are after their own agenda. There is no team unity, there is no team ethic. Cristiano Ronaldo is probably the perfect example of the saying, never meet your heroes, because I'm sure many young Manchester United players have looked up to Cristiano Ronaldo throughout their career, but when he went to Man United, he's sulking, he's giving interviews saying that he doesn't want to fight for 6th or 7th place, which is perfectly fine, but the problem is not many people have that winning mentality at Manchester United as Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm not saying that Ronaldo is the problem, I'm not singling him out. I'm saying that he's looking after himself mainly. He's not the type of player who puts an arm around the shoulder of some young players and giving them, maybe he's giving him the young players advice, I don't know, I don't look behind the scenes, but the fact that how he behaves on the pitch is very individualistic. He has always been this kind of player, but the blame lies on too many of the Manchester United stars who have not turned up at all this season. Harry Maguire had a disastrous season this season, and Rafael Varane is injured too many times. Jadon Sancho, he only has like 1 goal in the whole Premier League season so far, so he hasn't delivered at all. Marcus Rashford, very in and out, very inconsistent. Martial has went to Sevilla, he didn't even want to be at Man United anymore. And Ragnick, it looks like when he arrived there was a lot of hype, what a great manager he is, what a great technician he is, he will fix Manchester United, but that is far from the truth. He is a good manager, but there are just too many problems at Manchester United, and they probably needed a manager in the same category as Jurgen Klopp, Pep Guardiola, Thomas Tuchel, and those are probably the 3 best managers in the world right now. And Mauricio Pochettino maybe could have worked, but he's working on a project at Paris Saint-Germain, so he was unattainable. And I mean, yesterday, the way that Manchester United missed chance after chance after chance, I mean, it was inevitable at one point that they will go out because of how many missed chances they did. I mean, Cristiano almost never misses a penalty, he missed one. And Bruno Fernandes missed an absolute sitter when the Middlesbrough goalkeeper gifted him the ball, really, and Bruno Fernandes shoots it onto the post when it was probably easier to score than to miss. And that was also kind of like a penalty. I think Jadon Sancho scored in the game, but he also didn't have a good performance. The fact is, Middlesbrough went through after playing pretty terribly themselves, but they got away with it because of the ambiguous handball rule. Middlesbrough's goal, everybody thought, almost everybody thought, it should be chalked off, but the new handball rule states that if it's an accidental handball and the player who handballs it doesn't score, another player scores, then the goal has to stand. Now that is a big subjective goal. Is it accidental handball or not? Only the player himself knows who handballs it, the Middlesbrough attacker, that if he meant it or not. Maybe it was accidental, maybe not. It's very hard to judge. It seemed a little bit harsh, or maybe a lot harsh on Manchester United, who of course dominated the game, but they just didn't take their chances. Middlesbrough took pretty much their own chance through the game, but then after 120 minutes, no decision, so it was a penalty shootout, And I have to say, Middlesbrough's penalties were some of the best penalties that I have ever seen. And Middlesbrough have an outstanding record from penalty shootouts. They have won 10 of the 12 penalty shootouts that they have been involved in. And the last penalty shootout that they were involved in were actually against my favourite club, Liverpool, and they lost 14-13 on penalties. That was the craziest penalty shootout that I've ever seen. The whole team of Liverpool and the whole team of Middlesbrough, including the goalkeepers, took penalties, and pretty much everybody scored. And then you go again, and the same players who took the first penalties start taking penalties again. And somehow Middlesbrough lost that penalty shootout. I think it was in the League Cup. But today the Middlesbrough scored every single penalty of them, and almost all of Middlesbrough's penalties were absolute bangers, were pretty much unsavable. They were absolutely brilliant. And Elanga, the young player, misses the crucial penalty for Man United, and I actually felt sorry for him, because it's not his fault that Man United are out. It's Bruno Fernandes's fault. Cristiano Ronaldo, Rashford, Sancho, these are players who should have scored 4 or 5 goals against a very poor, on the day very poor Middlesbrough side. Normally they are a much better team, they can play much better. I think the Middlesbrough players themselves will admit that. But Man United missed almost all of their chances and they got punished, and the Man United manager said we gave away too many chances, especially in the first half, and we could have been easily 3-0 up at half time, and even in the second half we missed some great opportunities. Bruno's chance was almost like a penalty as well, so we have to blame ourselves for giving away and wasting too many opportunities in the game. And that's the thing, Man United can't hide behind that refereeing or VAR decision to give the handball. They can only blame themselves. They had more than enough chances to win the game comfortably by 3 or 4 goals. And I think Man United's season is pretty much over. Yes, of course, it's not over yet, because they still have to get top 4. But even 4th place in the grand scheme of teams will be a very disappointing and very underwhelming season, because of the expectations that Man United had before the season began. Remember, Man United fans were saying we are going to challenge for the title. Gary Neville said that this Man United team should be challenging for the title. They finished 2nd last season, and then they added Varane, Sancho and Ronaldo, 3 world-class players on their own. So how are they in this position? It's absolutely scandalous, it's disgraceful, and the whole club is rotting away. I love this, because when I was growing up as a Liverpool fan, we witnessed 20 years of absolute dominance from Manchester United in the Premier League. I witnessed about 15 years of that, because I've been supporting Liverpool since 2001, so that's when I started following the Premier League closely, very closely. And Man United have won twice 3 Premier League titles in a row. And the last title was won by Sir Alex Ferguson in the last season that he managed like 8 or 9 years ago. And since then, they haven't won a big trophy. They haven't won the Champions League, they haven't won the Premier League. Yes, they won an FA Cup, they won a Europa League, but they haven't won a trophy in like 5 years. And the way that the club is run, the way that it is managed, it's really the biggest problem, I think. The owners and the board, not too many football people, football experts are running the club. And I expected Man United to really dip into the January transfer market, to really strengthen the team and to bring in players who will help Manchester United. They still didn't sign a brilliant defensive midfielder, somebody like Rodri or Fabinho or N'Golo Kante. They are the 3 players at the 3 rival clubs that Man United are trying to get to the level at. They haven't addressed that problem. And until they fix that, and until they fix too many individual egos in the team who are not really playing for the collective, who are just looking after their own agenda, the club is pulling at too many different directions, and there is no unity, and there is also no distinctive, clear pattern of play, structure, clear playing style. When you are sitting down to watch Liverpool or Man City or Chelsea, you know exactly how they will play. But Manchester United, it's a toss of a coin how they will play on the day. And Ralph Ragnick is trying to fix that, but it's a slow process. And I think about 30 or 40% of the current Manchester United squad is right now not playing good enough. They are playing much worse than their best potential. I mean, don't tell me this is the best that Rashford or Sancho or even Bruno Fernandes can play, because they can play much better. And that's down to mainly the manager, but also the players themselves, who are not really in great form. I think not one of them is in great form at the moment at Manchester United. Probably Ronaldo is the only player who really delivered this season, but he has also been sometimes below par due to probably mainly his age. But that's my take on Manchester United. I just wanted to talk about this, and I wanted to give my opinion. Let me know what is yours in the comments below, and thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Good night.